Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Space Marine chapters as we do a quick lore video on the Emperor Spears. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. And if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. But with that said, guys, let's get into 40 Facts on the Emperor Spears. The Emperor Spears is a loyalist Space Marine chapter of unknown founding and origin that hails from the Pharaoh ocean world of Nementon. The Emperor Spears primarily wear a sky blue power armor and a white helm. This chapter does not display company numbers on its power armor, and it does not paint the trim of the shoulder plate to designate company. Squads are marked with Nementine runes on the shoulder pauldron. Nementine runes look similar to Ogham, an early medieval alphabet used to write the early Irish language. Outsiders cannot penetrate the meanings of these specific symbols, but they are never used elsewhere in Nementine's tongue, and do not even seem to be numbers. Warriors of the Emperor Spears' elite first company, called the Paragons, have the trident marking on their helms and white shoulder pauldrons, while maintaining the standard sky blue trim. A lot of Paragons also have the trident symbol tattooed on their face in red or white ink. Officers from all companies may choose to paint one or both shoulder pauldrons white. The colors of the right knee guard is dark blue, almost black, and is used for personal heraldry. Many Emperor Spears have the sigil of the Sentinels of the Veil placed there, denoting them as the warriors chosen to watch over the region of space called Elara's Veil. This symbol takes the form of the red and black subsector symbol, which depicts Elara's Veil on Imperial stellar maps. Or it can be a personalized symbol of the nebula itself, much in the way that the Astroclaws, Lamenters, Mantis Warriors, and Executioners wore the unique markings of the Maelstrom Warders to designate their role as sentinels over the Warp Rift, known as the Maelstrom. Many older members of the Emperor Spears have the symbol of the Star Scorpions displayed on their knee guard, to reflect the campaigns they fought alongside their lost sibling chapter. Their newly arrived Primaris Space Marine brethren do not display these symbols. Other Emperor Spears, including the chapter's Primaris brethren, often have the Celestial Lion symbol engraved on their right knee guard, reflecting the many crusades fought alongside the Lions. Another common symbol displayed on the Emperor Spears' right knee guard is the Arrogant Gauntlet, which is worn by the warriors from both the Celestial Lions and the Emperor Spears, and takes the form of a silver fist. This is a symbol of the Exodus Armada. Any warrior of any rank is authorized to wear it, so this, or the symbol of the Sentinels of the Veil, is often the default icon that is displayed on the knee guard. The officers of the Emperor Spears sometimes make use of Helm Plumes. Sergeants can wear red transversed crests, similar to the ones worn by the ancient Space Marine Legion Centurions of the Great Crusade era. Veteran sergeants wear red and black striped transversed crests. Lieutenants have a red and black striped longitudinal crest, while captains wear white longitudinal crests. While the Emperor Spears officers wear helm crests, others use the standard helm and helm colors prescribed to the tenets of the Codex Astartes, similar to the Ultramarines. Librarians and apothecaries both wear black power armor, with Druidic and priestly elements adorning their battle plates. Tech Marines wear black as well, as they use the standard Tech Marine armor technology, but without the priestly elements. Unusually, the Emperor Spears Tech Marines don't wear many symbols of Mars. Instead, they opt to display the icons of the nearby Forge Moon of Bellona, which takes the form of a halo over a skull weeping blood. This is the same symbol used by the Cult Mechanicus and the Scutari Legion of Bellona. Librarians, apothecaries, and Tech Marines have white helms, and the few that have served in the First Company also have the red trident on their helm. Chaplains wear the traditional black battle plates with blood-white helms. Red teardrops are carefully applied to the skull masked cheeks as if weeping. Any skull that are displayed on their armor also has these same blood tears, which represent some unknown meaning to the Nementese legend. Space Marines from the Emperor Spears have also been known to wear trinkets, talismans, serpent scale hides, and fur pelts. These are usually gifts from the 12 tribes of Nementon, not things that the Astartes have hunted or made for themselves. These primitive fetishes are nowhere near as common as they are in the Space Wolf's war gear, but appear very similar to those worn amongst the Space Marines of the Salamanders chapter. The most common ornamentation worn by the Emperor Spears are Nementene's runes on their armor, which are usually black and silver, either painted or carved into a talisman. The Emperor Spears have codes of conduct that forbid them from becoming too filthy. Even in the middle of a campaign, they are forced to maintain their armor as well as they can, to respect its machine spirit, and to intimidate the enemy rather than looking battered and therefore weak. The Emperor's Spears divert substantially from the organizational dictates of the Codex Astartes. They have a vast chapter fleet, and specialize in air-to-ground warfare and orbital drop assaults. They are particularly mobile when it comes to deployment and redeployment, and are not short of air assets. The Emperor's Spears often ally with the military forces of the Cult Mechanicus and Scutari legions of the Forge Moon of Bellona, and Imperial Knights from Rokoma and the Night World located on Elorus Vale. The homeworld of the Emperor's Spears is the ocean world of Nementon. Its landmasses are small and mountainous and heavily forested. There are several equatorial landmasses that are largely marshy jungles. Due to the temperate weather, rainfall is constant across most of the surface. The 12 tribes of Nementon represent a monoculture of interacting pre-industrial tribes, who loosely share certain touchstones, including beliefs, cultural practices, and languages. As Elorus Vale is a nebula that takes up most of Nementon's night sky, the Nementene's clans can come to believe that the rain is something superstitious and sacred, a belief that is considered borderline heretical by many of the more conservative factions of the Imperium. And those were 40 facts on the Emperor's Spears. This was a viewer request by you guys on Instagram. If you guys have any suggestions or requests, you can comment down below, hit us up on Instagram or Facebook, and we will try our best to create a video for you guys if there's enough lore. You could check out the link in the description for the wiki page. It's going to give you a little bit more information that we did not cover, but not much, just because this chapter is extremely, just small in general. If you ever want to play an ocean world chapter, or like a water-based Space Marine chapter, I should say, the Emperor's Spears are an excellent choice. Number one, their color scheme is pretty cool. Their lore goes really in-depth into what color scheme they're supposed to wear. A little too much, if you ask me. Blue power armor always looks nice on the battlefield. But also, there is so much room for you to add your own fluff to this awesome chapter. You could check out our 40 facts on ocean worlds or ocean planets to get more kind of inspiration as to what a Space Marine chapter in an ocean world would be like. If you guys want us to create a video on that, just comment down below and we'll try our best to create something for you guys. But yeah, this is an excellent chapter for you to play around with when it comes to creating your own lore, especially with the idea that there's not that much land on the planet. So you could even say something along the lines of their fortress monastery is the only fortress monastery that's deep in the ocean floor, or something badass like that. And let's not forget to mention that these guys bathe themselves and try to get themselves as shiny as possible right before they go into battle. If you really think about it, it's goofy. It's like the superhuman beings right before they're gonna go into battle. They have got to polish their armor. They gotta like do all this stuff. I know there's Space Marine chapters that do rituals right before a battle, and those rituals are usually to honor like their weapons, to honor the machine spirit, to honor the emperor. The chaplain has to come and administer some type of like ritual or whatever. I can't think of the name or the term for it, but it's just like going into mass basically and taking the body and blood of Christ or whatever. Same thing for Space Marines, but to bathe yourself, it's a really funny ritual. And there's actually another Space Marine chapter that does that, and that lore goes a little further in depth as to what the ritual is. It has to do with like a tub. And then there's another chapter that does like a communal bath, kind of like the ancient Romans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 40 facts video on Space Marines bathing themselves. I'm just kidding. So I'm going to do a 40 facts video on the rituals, the funny rituals that Space Marines have right before they go into battle, or just in general that they have. So if you know of any Space Marine chapter that has a funny ritual that you would like to see in the video, or that you know about and you just want to throw that in there, please comment down below. I think it would be a really funny video, and yeah, we're going to work on that. If you guys do decide to collect this chapter, or are already collecting this chapter, we would love to see the paint jobs. So hit us up on Facebook, show us your awesome pictures if you have any online. And again, guys, if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. With that said, I'll see you tomorrow. This is Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.